Hey, welcome back to the Stock Estate everyone. In today's video, we are going to talk about SRPT stock, which is Sarepta Therapeutics. And today's video will be all about, buying low and selling high. And without further ado, let's jump straight into the table of contents. Okay, so the first part, I'm going to talk about an update about my previous picks, which is about NIO, Teladoc, as well as ARKG, which the runs has been currently insane. And next, I'm going to talk about the perfect technical setup that's occurred in SRPT, and as well as the second part is going to be a very value-packed tutorial about how to identify these kind of setups and how are we going to do this buying low and selling high instead of buying low and selling lower. Okay, so this is going to be a tutorial part of the entire video, so those who are interested in learning, stay tuned and listen carefully. And a third part is more for people who are more interested in this short-term trade itself and wish to know what my plan is. Okay, and the third part is really all about my plan, what I'm going to do to trade this stock itself and what is my entry point as well as my exit strategy. Okay, and this is a disclaimer, always do your own plan. Okay, my plans are a guide for you to learn from, and it is something for you to look at. Okay, for those of you who do not know me yet, okay, I'm an ex-financial advisor now here, doing content on YouTube for you guys, and early like and subscribe would mean a lot to me. Okay, my new subscribers, welcome. Tell down the comment sections below what kind of video you wish to see. Okay, for those new viewers here, and subscribe to join the family of rational investors who invest based on logic, not really emotion. And thank you to everyone really watching this video. And alright, so let's jump straight into the video itself. Let's go. What happened to last week's peaks itself? Okay, and for my own portfolio, NIO was up 31%, up the huge run, I think based on the EV hype. Okay, and last video I actually talked a little bit more about why NIO was one of my favorite picks, because I just love how undervalued this company is. Okay, if you wish to know more about it, go research more on your own. If you wish me to make a video about it for my long-term plays, comment down in the sections below. Okay, Teladoc as well, up 20%. Okay, ARKG, which I made a whole video, which is actually my main channel video about why am I going heavy for this in the long term, is up 12%. Pretty good pop for ETF itself. And for my spaq plays, FII as BFT, as I mentioned in my previous video, it is going to be pretty stagnant, up 3%, down a few, around there, until news of a merger happens, which then it will explode massively. So I always like to play a little bit of diversified play, some SPACs, some long-term plays, and yeah, so it's not always a good idea, as to put everything in one basket, all SPACs or all main plays. So it's good to diversify here and there, because it's all about risk management. Okay, you can say my tagline is risk management. Okay, as it's kind of ingrained in me when I was a financial advisor. Right. So let's take a look straight into the SRPT itself. Okay, let's take a look at its technicals. So let's take a look at this technical setup for SRPT. Okay, so SRPT, right, has been it has been fluctuating. It's a pretty volatile company. Okay, this is actually a very, very wide outlook, right? Okay, of this company back from its 2017s all the way to right now, okay, 2021. Okay, as you see, it's really been fluctuating, not really doing much. Okay, and it's so volatile. Okay, up, down, up, down, up, down. And okay, recently it has hit its all-time highs. Then it suddenly crashed down like a bulldozer. Okay, oh my god, it's insane. Okay, this is one of the most insane drops you've ever seen. Okay, over 50% down. And yeah, this is basically what the technical setup is. Okay, and we're going to look about briefly what happened actually fundamentally. And what happened is because there's a failure of this SRP 9000 to achieve a significant function of improvement as a showstopper for the gene therapy candidate. So basically they have this trial test, this candidate test, right? So they trialed on a few people, then in the end it came out that their drug, right, is not really that effective as they thought. Then that means they actually wasted money on the research. No, I won't say wasted money, but it proved that the research that they did for the gene itself or the medicine itself was not really effective, and people kind of take it quite badly. The market took it quite badly because apparently that was more of the hype that drove up the prices then. So that's why it actually tanked quite seriously, down 50%. Okay, quite insane. Okay, and now I'm going to take a look about a little bit of extra bonus stuff for you. Okay, which is there might be a catalyst that's coming soon, which is Sarepta might release additional data from phase 2 trials of the company's next generation Eon skipper SRP 5051, which is another trial which is currently ongoing as well. Okay, this treatment uses streptase peptide, blah, 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 PPMO technology. Okay, you don't know what this is. Okay, but biotech companies are like that. Okay, they have super long names and stuff, but basically it's another trial that they're doing. Okay, and there's this analyst which said that Swatch, right? He said that with this company trading near the floor value of its exon skipper based business, which is a good thing. Okay, this company has a base business, which I'll get into it later on. But yeah, he summed up that it could be an opportune time to get ahead of the PPMO data expected in 2Q21. That means in Q2 2021. Okay, so yeah, there could be a possible run up to Q2. Okay, or people getting excited about this next release date. Okay, and now let's talk about why this is the tutorial part of the lesson, right? So I'm going to talk about why this is a very, very good setup, to teach about buying low and selling high. Okay, and this kind of this is one of the setups that I normally use. There's a few setups I actually use. Actually, this is one of them. Okay, and how not to get trapped, okay, into buying low and selling lower. That means, okay, like a stock like this could actually come down like this, right? Then after that go even lower. Okay, a lot of people say, hey, buy the dip. Okay, but when actually to buy the dip? Okay, so I'm going to tell you the indicators of when you should buy the dip. Okay, some dips are not meant to be bought. Okay, you buy and it goes lower and you cry, I'm a back holder. Okay, but yeah, this is the time that you should be buying. Okay, so firstly, listen properly. So this is the tutorial time. Okay, this is what I call an overreaction play, which is it doesn't come by very often. So firstly, we're looking for a straight line down. Okay, what does this mean? Okay, that means strong red candles, okay, big long body, okay, without any breathers, okay, and the RSI is oversold, way oversold. Okay, so let's take a look at this, right? Why is it called a perfect setup? Okay, in one day, it tanked 50%. Okay, normally 25% is counted as pretty insane already, but it's like double that. Okay, and it went straight down. Okay, most of the time, this kind of one big red candle, right, over 25%, right? Most of the time, I won't say all the time, but most of the time, it is a overreaction, okay? Because the market likes to overreact to things, okay? A little bit of stimulus coming, everybody go up to the sky, okay? Everybody pumping money. So a little bit of bad news, and everything goes to shit. Then the market will actually rebound a little bit to correct itself to its true value per se. Okay, so most of the time, this is probably an overreaction because maybe the true value of the company without this trial, right, is around 122, but however, there's so many algorithms at play, all the stop losses, let me just bring up my doodle, my favorite doodle, okay, there might be so many stop losses here, that it just trigger all the way until it hits a level which there's no more stop loss to be hit. Okay, so this is just all algorithm play. Okay, so most of the time, this is an overreaction. Okay, RSI as well. Okay, you want to look at RSI. Okay, this is 32. Anything from 30 or below, okay, nearing 30, right, 40 or below is considered pretty oversold. Anything from 70 and above is overbought. Okay, so oversold, that means it's another indicator which supports our thesis as well. Okay, so this is the first indicator of why we want to get this kind of companies. Okay, so second one we're going to talk about is not only we want to see this kind of huge bearish movement down, right, but I want to see this bearish movement in one shot into support. Okay, very important, into support. Okay, why? Okay, it's very important because people look to buy in at this kind of levels, okay, which reduces your risk. Okay, what's my tagline again? What's my tagline, guys? Yes, my tagline is risk management. Okay, so risk management wise, right? Okay, we want to talk about how does it go all the way down here? Okay, and what will prevent this from falling even further? Okay, and that a very common thing is actually a trend line or a support level. Okay, in which this, right? Okay, I look at I zoom out from a very huge time frame. Okay, right? Back from 5-year time frame, right? This is actually I can see a very nice trend line which I drew over here, and right now it hit this trend line. Okay, and I can see from the after hour markets, right? It actually rebounded up a little bit. That means you can see there's a lot of buying pressure around this area. Okay, people are actually buying into this area because it gives them a psychological level to buy into. And another small little factor as well, ARKG, right, which is the fund which I'm very bullish against. This is one of their companies and their funds itself, and after it did, they have been buying massively. Okay, so there's people who are willing to buy these kind of levels. So yes, when people are looking to buy here, right, it reduces the risk of it going further down, and that's why you want to look for a bearish move into support. Okay, and next, third point, you want to look for a false break where the price movement, right, PM is price movement closes bullishly above support the next few days. Okay, there are two reasons. Okay, firstly is okay, but let me explain first what is this, what does this mean? Okay, that means the next day, right, the next day, let me clear my drawings. Okay, the next day, okay, what I'm looking for is I'm looking for someone to a very nice little like candle over here, right? Maybe a candle over here that is green. Okay, G is green. Okay, it's green. Okay, and close all the way back up. Okay, that means this shows signs of a reversal. So first point is because it is a confirmation. Okay, confirmation that people are willing to buy this support. Second reason, very important. This is more of a thinking from the other people's perspective kind of view. Okay, other traders will get trapped. Okay, and what it means by who are the other traders? Traders who are actually shorting this. Okay, and who are looking for a breakout to the downside. Those people who are shorting this, they will get trapped. So once it closes and reverses upwards, right? Those people who buy in here, they'll have their stop loss here, stop loss here, stop loss here, right? Stop loss here. Once it reverses, they'll trigger all the way and you'll squeeze all the way upwards. So the other traders will get trapped here when they have this kind of reversal, a strong reversal upwards. So that's why you want to buy, after this kind of confirmation, which we will be looking at very closely on Monday. What is going to happen? Okay, so that's why I'm trying to release this before Monday. So if you like the video so far, drop a like. All right. So yes, and lastly, want to look at is there any fundamental support over here? Okay, this is a bonus point. Okay, any fundamental support. Fundamental support can be upcoming catalysts or strong sales or earnings or base business. So this is actually covered in just now. I was talking about what happened, right? Which is here. Oh, let me see. Yes, Strepta, right, also has a upcoming catalyst over here, and also the stock also is trading near the floor value of its Exxon Skipper base business, which is that means they have actually a business going on. They are actually having revenues and sales. So it's not a company which is totally speculative. Okay, it's not just a company that is just a pre-revenue, just having very green stuff. There's not actually any business behind it. So this fundamental support will actually support. Okay, support this let me draw it out. Okay, this kind of support will actually support this trend line over here. Okay, that means you'll prevent the company, right, from falling below this level because they have a base business to rely on, and it's also upcoming catalysts. So this is what I mean by fundamental support. So you see this fall, right? Okay, looking for a straight line down, the bearish move in support, false break, okay, as well as the fundamental support. These four, if you have all these four, right, which is currently present in Strepta, right, you have much less risk that you're undertaking when you buy into these kind of dips. Okay, and honestly, sometimes you want to trade this, right? You don't always need to have all of this, but it will be best to have. So when you have this kind of technical setup, okay, it's easier to trade it with a higher upside and risk to reward ratio. And yeah, so that's it for the tutorial side. I really hope you guys like this part of the video. Okay, if you guys find it boring or you don't wish to see this, okay, then comment in the section below. Maybe next time I'll just jump straight into the plan. Okay, so right now, okay, this is the most interesting part where a lot of people will be very interested in. Okay, which is my plan. Okay, what's my take on it? Okay, what's my enter? How do I enter? How do I exit? Okay, what's my take? Okay, do your own analysis and craft your own exit plan. Okay, please, because as I said, a lot of times, all of us, our risk tolerance are different, our position sizes are different. So if you blindly follow other people's plan, you'll be a setback. Okay, you'll be doomed to fail. Okay, so look at my plan. Okay, take at it. Look at how I'm crafting it. Okay, so I'm teaching you the skills. Okay, teaching you how to fish. Okay, and you can craft your own plan for future trades itself. Okay, and maybe you can even update me on some potential plays. I never know. Okay, so again, I'm going to talk about my own formula, which is the LATE formula. Okay, and for this company itself, this kind of overreaction plays, we'll talk about the focus will be on the T and the E. Okay, what is LATE? LATE, okay, is my own little acronym. Okay, easier for you to remember. First one is I'm looking at the long-term trend, area of value. Okay, trigger to enter and exit strategy. Okay, actually I explained this before in my previous videos. So in this kind of setups, right, the overreaction setup. Okay, we're going to focus on the T and the E, which is trigger to enter as well as the exit strategy, because the L and the A I actually kind of covered just now. Okay, the long-term trend is actually in the uptrend. Okay, the area of value is actually near the support level. Okay, and yes, so now I'm going to talk about T and E. First, okay, I'm going to talk about trigger. Okay, when I'm going to actually buy into this. Okay, so for me, myself personally, okay, I'm going to check Monday's price movement for confirmation. Okay, remember what I said? Okay, this nice little candle over here, right? This nice little candle. Yes, no? Okay, this candle over here, let me draw the doodle, right? Let me draw the doodle. Okay, this nice little candle over here. Okay, I'm looking for Monday, a nice green candle that closes strongly above this. Okay, if it does, okay, that means it's a confirmation. Okay, and I'll enter either Monday market close or Tuesday morning. Okay, if it goes well. So if anyone using a broker which can actually set like a buy order or market order at market close would be good. Okay, if you are not able to stay up the entire trading day, because depending on your own country, your time frame, right? So those kind of orders, market orders at close would be actually useful. And so once I enter, okay, if things goes well, right, my exit plan will probably be, okay, firstly, okay, what's my profit taking strategy? Okay, my profit taking will actually take 50% profit on any huge pops to take advantage of the overreaction. Okay, and what do I mean by that? Okay, most of the time, example, when the next day, right? Okay, let me clear some of the stuff over here. Let me just clear everything. Okay, so next day probably when it pops upwards, right? Boom, upwards like this, right? One line. Okay, most of the time, okay, it will pop a few more times. Okay, when those massive pops, right? Normally that will be, in a sense, be an overreaction as well. Okay, I know it sounds complicated. Okay, it will pop upwards. Okay, very big, very hugely. Then actually, in a sense, sometimes there may be down pressure due to the shorting this again. So this first swing, right? The first swing, right? What I want to do is we want to actually take some profits. Okay, I'll take normally 50% if I'm quite heavy into this. My position size is quite heavy, okay? And actually profit, after I take the 50%, I'm not going to really care, because this is going to be like a mid-term to long-term kind of trade, and I'll profit take the rest of my positions probably around where? Okay, where do you guess? Okay, normally, okay, let me just draw it out for you, okay? If you guess it right, okay, kudos to you, give yourself a pat on the back. Okay, normally I will take the profits around this level, okay, this level where you can see what there's a nice little resistance area, or support becomes resistance. So this area is around 127. Okay, I'll just give it a little bit more breathing room. Okay, I'll actually set it around 130. Okay, around 130. So for me, around 130, I'll profit take the rest. Okay, it's up to you to adjust the numbers up and down. Less if you are more cautious, right, then you go a bit downwards, like around 110 you take profits. Okay, but if you're more ballsy, you want to test a little bit more, you can go up to 140. Okay, honestly, that's what I say is a lot of things is don't take my rule as my plan as a hard and fast rule. It's more for myself. Okay, for you, do your own editing. Okay, so my stop loss, very important again. Stop loss is always important if you want to do this kind of trades. Okay, not for like if you're not looking for a 5-10 year kind of hold, right? Looking for less than a year, need to have a stop loss. Okay, and yes, stop loss will be below $70. Okay, so $70 is where? Let me just draw a nice little support line over here. Okay, it's actually around here. Okay, 70. It's around here. Okay, around here. Okay, why? Okay, so why don't you want to put the stop loss very tight? Okay, up to $75, like touching here, because we want to prevent, right, your stop loss being too tight. Okay, many a times I made these mistakes before, way before. We set a stop loss too tight. What happens is it will actually do this. Okay, it will actually close down below here a little bit, right? Then it's like a false little break. Then you'll go on to rally higher. Then you're like, oh my god. Then you get stopped out here. Then you're like, wasted trade, right? Wasted. So don't set your stop loss too tight. Give it a little bit of breathing room. So I actually set a little bit lower below the lows over here. Around here, which is around 70. Okay, so a little bit breathing room. So if anything happens, right, if it breaks below here, right, it breaks below here, that means, there's quite a bit of a downside to go to the next support level. So that is my stop loss. Okay, yeah, so that's it for today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Wow, this is a long video for me to make, and I actually hope you guys get a lot of value out of this. Okay, and smash the thumbs up button, show your appreciation, and subscribe for more educational videos like this, and also to keep track of my upcoming trades, and click the notification bell, to receive an update, on any update videos I might have. It might, be quite good for you, to keep up to date of my moves, so that you can use it as a guide to craft things here and then. Okay, it will mean a lot, and I shall see you again in the next video. Stay out.